Hey everybody, come on in, yeah. Um, thank you, God. Okay. Oh, oh, my cards is falling everywhere. You are welcome, sweetheart. Hey Tanya, hey Sharon, hey Chiefess, hey Sage, hey Afro Confessional, hey Star Power Blue, uh, hey Ebony, y'all. Hey everybody. I just a couple more minutes. Not too long though. I'm gonna have to get off and then possibly jump back on. I've been in isolation. God has kind of forced me, not forced, but highly recommended that I go on a short hiatus, a little bit more longer than what I would have wanted. But who am I to try to fully understand the mind of God all in one go? I hope you all are well coming in. It's a delay. Oh, with the dilly. What up though? With the dilly, yo. Hit you with the something something with the saying, yo. Shout out to Bussa Bus, huh? Do you want to party with me? Straight up wild in the place to be. Maybe I'm fucking up the words. I don't know. I am well. I hope everyone is doing good. Okay. I really struggled within the last 24 hours of making this video because there were some things that I came across that truly turned my stomach. It really bothered me. Y'all let me know if at any given time the sound messes up. Taking this off. That's a confirmation already. Hey everybody coming in. I want to apologize first and foremost to you all for my last video. I forgot to do the giveaway. I forgot to do the giveaway, and to be perfectly honest with you all, maybe that was on purpose. Maybe it was not meant for me to do a giveaway at that time. I am going to do my best to remember to do the giveaway today. I'm not going to be telling you what I'm giving away, but I'm going to choose two people. I have a lot on my mind, and it's disgusting. Because what 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 Elohim ran across my spiritual desk today and yesterday and the day before that has me in a very. So when I got this information, I my I a righteous indignation consumed me, and so I had to calm down. So it had to be. I'm sorry, I got my essential oil burning, y'all. So I'm just trying to get a little bit over here so I can smell it. I like the peppermint. It opens up the atmosphere, and it's really great for protection and all that other good stuff. Clear the free radicals out the air, whatever, what have you. That's for somebody who may need it at this time as the seasons change from going hot to lukewarm. I want to address something here. God, guide my words. guard my lips. Whatever needs to be said, in whatever way and capacity, I pray that you take over. Um, your will always be done in my life. And at the end of the day, you will be glorified. That's a non-reversible fact. I'm so grateful and thankful. There has been, and there is a heavy increase of pastors doing spiritual work like never before. I'm gonna say this again. I'm hearing in the spiritual streets, because my ears is on more than one type of streets. My ears and my eyes are everywhere because of the ranking. I'm just gonna say it like that, because this ain't about no flex. There has been warnings that has went out to a lot of well-known pastors, televangelists, whatever you want to call it, and it ain't just them. A lot of it is also dealing with your locals who want to be on that kind of scale where they want millions of people watching them. They want the private jets and all this other bullshit. Whereas you got a lot of these so-called televangelists and these other people who understand that the gavel of God has not only went down, but they're now being judged when they thought they themselves were in the judgment seat, the seat of the judge with the gavel in their hand. They were given over to a specific type of illusion. While I am here to break the illusion, I'm also here to break the mold. There has been a cry, and I'm talking about a hard cry, hard spiritual, and I'm hearing perfected praise that has went out in the so-called institutionalized church, where God has hidden true righteous people there that have been seeing that and knowing that this is what it is. They know who is fake and they know who is real, but they have been I hear an orchestration, but they have been instructed to stay there and pray, because they could have easily left and walked out with the information that they had actually. But they were told and instructed to stay and pray to open up the eyes. Some of them didn't even know this is what it was. They were just instructed to pray. They didn't ask God questions. They were instructed to fast. They didn't ask God questions. They just did what they were told and did not understand how deep the rabbit hole went. Well, I'm going to enlighten you on today. At the bottom here, I got miracle. At the top here, I got gossip. Spiritual attacks and assaults have been happening in the spiritual realm. I'm hearing shots have been fired from the side of people who call themselves righteous and holy, and they're not. And they do this because they think they're men and women of the cloth. But the truth is, you are the ones that are responsible for a lot of black magic popping off right now. And not only is this shit going back to you in your houses, your nakedness is getting ready to be uncovered, and you will be made an open mockery for all of the world to see. Not only that, but you've been casting illusions, and this is what I'm hearing as I'm getting a download right now. You have been casting illusions, spells I'm hearing. I hear Neptune energy strong and heavy. You've been casting illusions and spells on the FBI and the CIA so that your hand, I hear, of destruction and craftiness would not have been found. The way you've been maneuvering and manipulating your books is getting ready to be uncovered. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here to disrupt your peace, bitch. I am definitely here to disrupt you. And I don't give a fuck. I don't want you to sleep at night. How about that? Because the illusions you've been casting have been costing people their lives. You got people coming to your churches 6 and 7 days a week, and they're not even watching their households, and you got them thinking that they're holy. You've been leading the blind, leading the blind. That's what I'm hearing. You've been leading these people to the gateways of hell. You've been purposely selling people's souls for ill gain, and they don't even know it. I'm going to prove my point before this video is over with. But God is pissed, and so am I. I'm looking for a specific deck. God going to bring it to me if I truly indeed need it. But I really don't need these cards. These really are tools. Tools to show as a solidification of what is being said. Because I don't choose the way it comes out. It comes out like that on purpose. I'm going to find whatever I need. I got more than enough tools. Let me calm down. Because I don't know if y'all have seen my older videos when I was known as the Mystic Circle, when this channel was known as the Mystic Circle, before I showed my face. My God, because I feel I went through the harlot church system. Though my roots is of a spiritualist background where we mixed hoodoo with the Bible. We mixed herbalism with the Bible. We mixed unorthodox, what you call unorthodox healing techniques with the Bible. We mixed magic with religion. Okay? And it's not what you know, it's what you do with what you know. All right? Just like somebody can walk in and have a gun and that place is getting robbed. They have the ability to save lives. Or they themselves, if they walk in a place with a gun and they're going to rob somebody, they have the ability to take a life. It's not what you have in your possession. It's about what you do with what you have in your possession. You can either take away or add to. It's totally up to you. But there is consequences at the end of the day. All right? Greetings to everybody that's coming in. Let me calm down. As I got older, my mom, and I'm going to say this, and this is no disrespect to her, because I got to tell it the way it's coming to me. I want to be as real as possible so a lot of you can understand God may be bringing you out of something because there is some Sodom and Gomorrah shit that's getting ready to hit where you are. And God's been telling you to come out of that church, come out of that facility, come out of that community, come out of this and come out of that. And you trying to figure out why it's been heavy on you. You wake up with movement on your mind. You go to sleep with movement on your mind. You dreaming about a U-Haul truck. But I don't know who this is resonating with, but God is saying, move. You may need to move out of that city. Oh my God, judgment. I'm telling you, America is under heavy judgment. Listen to me. When I got a little bit older, after my father kidnapped me from Detroit, Michigan, back down here to Louisiana, I went some years without my mother and my father because my father was a drunk and used to gamble so much. I did not have any supervision. So I began to get molested on my father's side of the family. This was after I had went through molestation on my mother's side of the family. Molestation continued to happen until I got up in age, and it stopped once I got into my teens. During that time, after my mom had to play possum with my daddy and act like she wanted him back in order to get me back, and then we moved seeking refuge and safety from Louisiana to California. Listen to me, because I'm about to hit somebody's nails right now. Because, see, you need to seal this coffin. I'm trying to tell you there's some dead shit that's trying to resurrect itself, and God said, no, let it stay dead. Take the power away and off of it. Listen to me. We jumped from church to church. My mom was always called to ministry, but she never got the respect that was needed for her to be pushed forward, because I noticed now looking back as a child, my mother was always sent to churches where there was authoritative figures, emperor, number 4, emperors reversed. That was always hungry for power. And these were men who were called to break the back of tradition to push women forward, but they strongly fought against it. You understand? My mom was sent to these churches as a last right or touch of contact when it came to do right by the feminine energies that God was bringing up. Now, this was in the 90s. This was in the 90s. I remember being recruited. I was 9 or 10 years old. I remember being recruited by my first official vocal coach. Rest in peace. His name was Tyrone Gooch, who just so happened to be, in my humble opinion, the vocal equivalency to Daryl Coley, who actually was friends with Daryl Coley, who brought me to Walter Hawkins' house. I was the youngest there, recruited to be in the Love Alive choir. I was about 9 or 10, maybe 10 of it, but I was under 12. Listen to me carefully. How God, I'm telling you, people can have a plan for your life to benefit them. But when you are God's and you're truly in the palm of God, you belong to God. People can plan on your life all they want. It's not going to work. Understand what I'm trying to tell you. I'm going to hurt some people's feelings, but I don't give a shit. It was not meant for me to be with Love Alive. It was not meant for me to be in the gospel industry. My mother pushed for me to be in the gospel industry. I remember making my own demo tape with a cassette player. You know how you got one demo tape, one radio here, and you got the record button, and you got this playing in the background, and you found your way to get an instrumental, or you singing on top of something, and you're recording yourself here. I made my own demo tape and gave it to my uncle, who used to be a professional boxer. And he gave it to Rodney from Confunction, and was going to try to do some things for me. However, my mother, watch this, did not want me singing secular music at the time. Therefore, I would have been a child star. Didn't happen. Why? Because that was not in God's plan. Listen to me. When God does something, it's going to stick. When God does something, it's going to, say it with me, when God does it, it's going to stick. Also, I want to personally apologize for perpetuating the lie that the devil gives blessings. The devil does not give blessings. He cannot give blessings at all. The illusion of it or the deception of it, maybe or yes. But that's only because, watch this, you can be on a training ground for God to show you how to use your discernment to decipher between the two. But saying that the devil gives blessings is like saying there's a gray area, and there's not. Not concerning this situation. It's either black or it's white. There is no gray. Not right there. The devil cannot give you any kind of blessing. Anything that needs to be maintained by doing something evil, anything that needs to be received upon doing something evil and illicit, is not a blessing of the devil. It is not a blessing. A blessing, not, listen, and I'm sorry for y'all little hoteps out there who always want to talk about what the etymology of words is when you really ain't breaking down shit like the way you think. That word blessed does not mean be blessed. It is a modernized term from the Hebraic word to mean endow, to gift. Let's stop the shit right there. Because a lot of you want to look so high-minded where you ain't no earthly good. You understand? Some of y'all got to go up and around and come back down again and get whipped a few times while you're on the journey to come back down and see some shit shouldn't even matter as much. If you trying to recruit people, meet them where they are. You keep trying to tell somebody, you need to come down here on my stoop down the corner and come talk to me in order for me to enlighten you. Why don't you go meet their ass where they at, and then you walk with them up the avenue? How about that? That's how he that wins souls is wise. I don't care if you're a Buddhist. I don't care if you are of the Islamic faith, I don't care if you're a Christian. If you're leading with love, this is easy. Because the truth is, your gospel, which means good news, should always end with the result of love. No matter what that person chooses, once you give them that love pill, you understand? You don't ever should choose anybody's path for them. Now, if they come to you to get clarity and you see their path and their path may not necessarily be where you at, you need to tell them the truth. Hey, I know that I'm a Christian, or I know that I'm in the Islamic faith, but I don't feel that on you. I feel maybe you need to look into Buddhism, or maybe you need to look into this, because I'm feeling like you have more of this energy. If you're that kind of person who do card readings and stuff like that, don't reflect yourself on nobody. You're doing yourself and them a disservice by doing that. This is why we had a hard time trying to uplift the earth now, because you worried about the fuck somebody else believe in on side of you. God forgive me. I'm trying not to curse on this live. Trying not to cuss. Not curse, cuss on this live, because Lord knows it's going to be a lot of church folks that's going to be watching this. And I'm going to be who I'm going to be, but I'm trying to be as respectful as possible. But if it come out, just know, y'all done heard, y'all yourselves ain't clean. So let me just go there. Some of y'all, okay, but whatever. Whatever is meant for you will be for you. Fast forward to 2014. Whatever year Leandria Johnson went to Sunday's Mess, aka Sunday's Best, was the year that I went, because it was here in New Orleans at the convention center. She was actually there. Now, what I'm getting ready to tell you next is not alleged. All right? What I'm getting ready to tell you next was my own personal experience. All right? So listen up, saints and spiritualists alike. When I was at the convention center, Kirk Franklin was there. Because I'm too short and there was a lot of people in front of me, I seen the running camera. What I call the running camera is, it looks like a crane, and the person is sitting on top of the crane part with a camera, and this part is robotic and it's moving. It's moving either by itself or someone is pushing it. And they filmed Kirk Franklin coming out with the microphone or whatever he was coming, and he was kind of like passing through the crowd, giving people high fives like this. I was not in the front. I was mixed in the crowd. I could not see. I only heard what was going on. As I was there in the line, listen to me. As I was there in the line, the closer I got to my audition, the more demonic energy I felt. I'm going to say this again for somebody who needs to hear this. This was a gospel competition. I really don't believe in competitions. I went there because I wanted to see. I wanted to see some things. I just wanted to see. I'm a very inquisitive person. I knows this about me. I went there to see some shit. I also seen some people that I knew that didn't tell nobody it was going to be there. Now, I also do know that these people were fame hungry and probably still are fame hungry. Okay? Me, to be honest with you, it made no difference on the never mind. I'm not going to lie to you. I purposely sabotaged my audition. I did. I purposely sabotaged my audition because the truth was that I really could not see myself being a gospel singer. I felt like that was limited, and I'm very rebellious, and I don't like being limited for nobody. That's just what it is for me. When I got there, there was one of the three judges that were there judging. Well, she's no longer with us. She passed away. But I felt a demonic at the time. What I thought was bafflement, because I seen it spiritually was Baphomet floating through the sky, or floating through the air. Every time I would close my eyes, I seen the upside down pentagram, which is Baphomet. Now, Baphomet energy is, now that I know what I know, is a as above so below energy. So it truly really is more neutral. This is why I said in some parts that gray, there's only a few things that can be gray, which means it's a mixture of light and dark, or white and black. Not necessarily neutral. It's a mixture of the two, right? There's certain energies and entities you can call on that can get grimy and goonish, or they can be light, love, healing, and above. It all depends. That's like Shiva and Kali Ma. Very benevolent energies, but they can get down and dirty if they need to. This is where you find a what you call gray energy. All right? Now, I felt it. Okay? So nobody can tell me what I'm getting ready to say next ain't the truth. I came across a video. Oh, you right on time, Miss Dana. Come in. Everybody, hello, who's coming in? I came across a video of a preacher speaking out against a particular singer with a particular song that they came out with, speaking of being a church girl or something along those lines. It is my understanding, it is to my knowledge, it's been brought to me that a lot of these gospel artists are not, it's not about necessarily taking this pastor's side, because I've heard more than one clip of this pastor speaking out against this particular secular artist. And I picked up a few things about him as well. Okay? I believe for the most part, I agree with what he's saying. However, there is an energy of old traditionalism that is not forward thinking or progressive. Therefore, it is not forward moving into bridging the gap. This is where a lot of pastors miss it. And why your congregations are becoming emptied is because you still feel like whoever you're trying to reach is supposed to be coming to you instead of you going out there. And then when you do decide to leave your four comfortable walls, you are extremely picky and judgmental. God is not trying to hear that bullshit in 2022. What God you think you serve is not you're not representing it well by being extremely judgmental. You are supposed to lead people to God with love, no matter what. It is not about, listen, you can't clean a fish before you catch it. Okay? Okay? You need to be concerned about catching the fish first. Then if you are assigned to help clean that fish, then you do the work and you will be guided directly on how to clean that fish. If not, the church mother may clean him or her up, or the deacon may. We're not even into that traditional shit no more because it's got us nowhere. We've gleaned as much as we've needed to glean in the age of Pisces off of Piscean energy. We're now in Aquarian energy. Take the scales off your eyes, remove the wool from your face, and see clearly what's in front of you. It was also brought to my attention. I heard, this is not alleged. I seen it and I heard it. I watched a clip of Marvin Sapp speaking about being sampled by certain secular artists. And he said these certain secular artists, by them, basically, and I'm paraphrasing his words, by them sampling his music, that basically put his children through college. And that's the most money he's made, by them, sampling his stuff. All right? And again, I'm paraphrasing this. Now, if you are interested, I can leave clips, links to these clips, so you can see, or you can just simply look it up. Um, I'm gonna say that one of them says Marvin Sapp refuses to speak out against Beyonce. We're gonna call a spade today. All right. I also seen a clip of Dorinda Clark Cole from the Clark sisters saying leave Beyonce alone. Now, this is the issue that I have. God has always told me from a young child, from a teenager, that the secular world, the secular industry, and the gospel industry is just as wicked. There is no pulling apart the two. I remember hearing of stories of Ray Charles talking about these parties that C.L. Franklin, of alleged parties that C.L. Franklin, who was Aretha Franklin's father, was throwing. And these parties allegedly were orgy parties. Okay? I also heard the clip of Charlemagne the God. Charlemagne was saying how he went to a birthday party that the Potter's House people, he said T.D. Jakes threw a birthday party, and then he said them Potter's House people know how to party. Too Short song came on, and they knew Too Short's favorite word, bitch. Okay? This is my issue. You are so worried about the little speck in somebody else's eye. Oh, we about to get down to the nitty gritty. You got this whole little log. You got a whole big ass log in yours, and you worry about the little speck. See, what y'all didn't understand is God came in the form of prostitutes, pimps, drug addicts, homeless people. What if God was one of us? Just a slug like one of us. Just a stranger on the bus trying to find his way home. I'm not really trying to sing. I'm just trying to get a point across. If you listen to that song, you will see that she was trying to let you know that God is going to come in many forms. Will you turn God away? Or will you humble yourself and help? A lot of you are not Christians. A lot of you are not who you say you are. You've been tested, and you've been tested over and over again, and you've been found guilty in spiritual court, and now it's time to pay the motherfucking piper. Because the God you've been calling on is not the God of love. The God you've been calling on is of a traditional God that has been served in the high places called Baal, and actually has been disguised as who you think is the God of love. It's an old God that has been let me tell you something that's been encapsulated and entrapped in what you call old time religion. You fell for the okie doke, and God has been sending people off the streets to see if you really walking what you've been talking, and you failed several times. You got a lot of these so-called sinners doing more godly work than your ass, and they ain't stepping foot in nobody's church. They ain't heard a sermon in so long. Matter of fact, they are more of a righteous Bible than you have ever been. And your life has been spitting in God's face because you out here lying. And you're hurting people and creating church hurt in the hearts and minds of folks who actually blaming God for your actions. And they don't even trust God because of you. You are going to pay starting today. The gavels came down, and that's a non-reversible fact. You want to own up to your shit when people get so-called blessed in your congregation from the spell work you've been doing. Because let me tell you what I know in the spiritual streets to be true. There are certain pastors that has been going to these sangomas and witches and black magic workers to cast spells on you to keep you rich as long as you go to their church. And the moment you disassociate yourself and break ties and contracts with going to that church, guess what? Your whole world falls apart and you're in fucking poverty and you're wondering why you can't get out. It's because you were in a spiritual contract and didn't even know it. When they do that altar call and they say who gonna join the church and you filling out that shit, guess what? That's a contract. You don't know it, baby. Because you really don't know the ins and outs of spirituality, but they know it. They prayed over every index card and they have what ho. Thank you, Holy Ghost. They prayed over these index cards. Oh, I feel the spirit so heavy on me. They enchanted these cards and gave you an illusion and put some dust on that shit. Do you hear me? Oh yeah, since I've been, since such and such sister Watermelon and her husband Deacon Lemon been going to that church. They've been prospering, child. You seen that new enclave she been driving? Child, they went and bought a new house last Thursday, honey. Guess what? Soon as God opened up your eyes, he opens up your eyes about that pastor and that pastor's wife and what's going on in that household. And you see there ain't no God nowhere in there, and you want to get out, you better break some soul ties and some contracts before you get your ass up out of there. Sometimes God will open up your eyes right then and there and then do this. Hush, baby. I'm about to call your name to move and walk up on out of here. But the silence that I need you to be moving in is going to help you get out. Because as you're sitting there on them pews on Sunday and God got you praying and fasting, you're going to be breaking ties not just for you, but you actually is going to create an avenue and a way for other people to get out safely. It's a new kind of underground railroad. The only thing with this one is you ain't going from one part of slavery into an industrialized part of slavery. You gonna really be free this time around. You understand? Some of y'all are being called to come out of the institutionalized church. It's a harlot church system. It is not of God. This here is a pulpit. These likes and views, not likes, these views is a congregation. The doors is a revolving door. People coming in and out all the time. It's 45 people in here, allegedly. It could be 30 in the next 2 minutes. Then it can be 50 in the next 4. I don't know. I don't care. Whoever needs to see this is going to see it. But let me tell you what God has been showing me for the last 48 hours, especially in the last 24 hours. I'm bringing all these people's names up, like Marvin Sapp, the Clark sisters. I've also seen Twinkie Clark thanking Beyonce. I know that was her second open time sampling the Clark sisters. I remember, I think it's called Well Done, and then this new song, the church girl, they're being sampled. I ain't no telling how many times they've been sampled. Let me tell y'all the alliances that these demons have with your so-called gospel singers. Allegedly. Let's go there. There are people in the secular world that has been openly showing you they demons and devils. And let me tell you something. God had to bring me through a washing and a cleansing concerning several people in the industry so that my heart can be clean and come back around to show me the truth of them so that when I do, it won't be, when I'm talking, I won't be spewing hatred. You understand? I have a right to say what I'm saying. I've been on both ends of the spectrum. I've been in the institutionalized church. I know the ins and outs. I used to be an ordained minister. I remember taking that piece of paper and somebody was asking me, oh, why did you do that? I don't need it. My ordination has never came from man. Why I need a piece of paper? I don't need to go to theologian school. God is my teacher. Life is a teacher. If you sit your ass still long enough, when you wake up, you're always being taught. Even the way you fix your coffee can minister to you. God can use anything. We're getting ready to see a huge fall in the gospel industry like never before. It is going to be so much stuff that is going to come out about your favorite gospel artists. I'm seeing names and faces as my eyes is closed. I'm not going to tell you who they are. I just want you to sit back. It is going to be sex tapes. A lot of these sex tapes is going to be orgies and same-sex people. And these sex tapes on these gospel artists that's going to be dropped are going to be dropped by that they trusted in the secular realm. These people have made devilish pacts with folks in the secular realm for money and fame. It ain't no different from what the fuck your secular friends did. The people you like, your favorite artists. Oh, you believe it's such and such is in with this demon shit, but no, this one can't. Oh no, I like their music. You bump them all day, but that's the reason they the main ones. Cause they got that dust on your ass. That's why you wake up listening to that artist all the time. You go to sleep waking. You want to be that artist secretly. Cause they got some shit on you. Listen, they enchant their music. Subliminal messaging, aka backmasking. If you ain't never look up what backmasking is. These are covert military type techniques. They even hide this. Remember? When you were a kid, you used to go shopping with your mammy or your pappy. And that impulse buying spirit, you would jump on their ass, that elevator music playing. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Uh-oh, I'm about to run somebody back in your childhood. Then, watch this. Grocery stores got even smarter. Watch this, because they would go to a lot of these corporations and they would get loop music. They would get 30 to 50 some odd songs exclusively made for them. And they play that shit on a loop in the grocery store to keep you and your mammy and them shopping. Oh my God. You know damn well she didn't need them pack of batteries. That junk drawer she got in the kitchen got a whole bunch of batteries. But because that junk itch of shopping, impulse buying is on her, it's the backmasking. I'm trying to help you get some clarity. They got some backmasking in your gospel songs. Uh-oh, somebody didn't like that, but I'm gonna tell it today. You so worried about the secular world. Well, you know, me and my children, we don't listen to secular music. Okay. Okay. All right. And you wondering every time you listening to all right. Every time you listening to this progressive gospel and Christian music, your ass is getting horny and you wondering why. All right. I can rattle off somebody right now that I know is responsible for creating gospel sex kittens. But y'all don't hear me with that shit, huh? I can say that shit right now. Okay. All right. I just recently met somebody last year who is tied to the gospel industry. Heavy. That was lusting after me when I met them. All right. I'm a shut up on that. When I met them, listen, I know how to read between the lines. All right? God forgive me if I'm putting a little bit too much out there, but I'm telling you what I know. 45 on the clock. 99 and a half won't do. Somebody need to come have a come to Jesus moment, because you've been in denial until then, but baby, I'm here to set you free. Because you're going to get free playing with me on this channel. Because see me, I don't like shackles. No, we don't do shackles over here. We break the shackles off our feet so we can dance, right? Okay. I'm just trying to help you get free. For real. I can't speak on anybody else's behalf, but I'm going to tell you what I'm here to do. It ain't no good for me to free myself and then I'm walking around here seeing everybody else in shackles. The devil is a lying motherfucking wonder over here. You understand? And if I have any say so and play in it, baby, shackles, wool, everything coming up off. I'm dipping your ass in the Lake Minnetonka, bitch. You coming up clean and whole. Whether I gotta dip you in the nasty Jordan River or Lake Minnetonka where it's clean and pristine, I don't care. We getting free and we getting whole. Cause we got work to do. We got work to do. I know what was going on at Aretha Franklin's funeral. I went to that church. I know whose church they were in. You understand? Ironically, at that church actually sits, it's in Detroit, Michigan. That church actually sits on, it's an old amusement park. Go figure. Read between the lines. I'm trying to help y'all get some, listen to me. Listen to me. I'm about to help you. I can't think of the pastor's name. My old keyboard player actually played in that church before. From Louisiana. My old keyboard player from here used to play for Marvin Sapp when he would come here because Marvin Sapp has a godson here in Louisiana. I think the little boy may be from Lafayette or another parish or something like that. But anyway, that's why I'm trying to help y'all understand. I have close ties to what I'm talking to. I'm not just talking out the side of my neck when I come to y'all with this, okay? But my used to be keyboard player told me about some shit that he's seen in that church. In that church. All right? 4848. I'm not going to tell y'all. I'm not going to say it. But what I will say is there were some things that he seen that messed with his psyche still to this day. But it also, unfortunately, it also made him feel like, well, if they can do this and get away with it, I can do this and get away with it. That church that they had Aretha Franklin's funeral, listen to me. I keep trying to tell y'all this. I've said this before and I'm going to say this again. There is an orbit in a part of space that when people pass, the mantle that was on their life shoots up and it orbits in this, it keeps going like this, okay? Until somebody righteous enough rises up for that mantle to fall on them or to carry it. You can't do black magic for it to come down. None of this. It's not going to sit on an unrighteous person. I just gave y'all, listen to me. Read between the lines. Y'all want to know the real reason why it took 11 hours for them to do what they was trying to do with Whitney Houston's body? That's allegedly why. Read between the lines. I'm having to say allegedly, but just listen to me. They are not going to have somebody's body in a hotel room for 11 hours if they wasn't trying to do something spiritual with it. Listen to me, allegedly. This is why, allegedly, Kim Burrell is fucking salty. I'm trying to help you get somewhere. Do you see how all of this is tying in? Listen. The woman started to call herself The Voice, Kim Burrell. Or, allegedly, she was being called The Voice by others. But it was not something that was started out of osmosis or out of the sky. This has everything to do with the transference of energy. Okay. You gonna get it. Somebody a little slow, but it's all right. All right. So at Aretha Franklin's funeral, they thought that if they ushered somebody, thought that anybody, they didn't give a fuck. That was a competition going up there, allegedly. They felt like they was up there singing. Who is going to do good enough where this mantle is going to fall on them? It was a flesh fest, allegedly. Okay. Somebody heard me. I know you got it. I know you got it. I just felt the Holy Ghost right there. You ain't got to believe me, but God is going to prove what I'm telling you is true. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. See, let me explain something to you. They have been doing this shit for eon. Books of shadows and grimoires and memoirs and all this other shit. Speaking in Latin, speaking in Spanish, speaking in French, speaking in Italian, speaking in all these motherfucking... That, listen, it doesn't matter what you speak in. If a mantle is for you, it's going to fall on you. And you're going to carry it with grace and dignity because God don't play those kind of games. Capiche? Understand me when I say that, okay? There is there's more. It's not just that. It's not just that church. First of all, let me just tell you my truth. When I first went to that church, I have family in Detroit, Michigan, okay? They took me to that church because my cousins, I had two cousins who their children were graduating, okay? And the school that they were graduating from was allowed to use that church for those kids' graduation. Now, I found that to be extremely weird that a church would use, that a school would use a church to house their graduation, whatever. I honestly did not believe that I was at a church. When I first walked in, you know, when you first, if you walk in, let's say for example, you don't go in the emergency side of a hospital, you go into the actual side, the front side of the hospital, and they have like the gift shop over here, and it looked like a little mall area, and you keep walking, then it starts to look like real hospital-ish. That's how it looked when I first walked in that church. I didn't even know I was in a church. It looked like a fucking mall. Okay? That's not a legend. I'm just telling you what it is. I was shocked as I started walking that it was an actual church. I did not know that I was going to a church. Let me say this to y'all. What I'm getting ready to say next may shock y'all. Due to who I was in a past life, I did not realize that my own family members at the time was trying to set me up for my energy to be raped and taken from me to be used somewhere else because of who I was in an immediate past life. Okay? I used to be a singer in my past life that has ties to this particular area that I'm talking about. Okay? So this for me was a little personal when I find out certain things. Okay? I had, now, you know, when you got people in your family, like let's say for your aunt or your uncle may know these people, and then you get to know them and they become, you call these other, like friends of your family members, you call them aunts and uncles. So I grew up kind of like that. So when I say I had my auntie, this particular person that I'm talking about, whose grandson is married to, her last name is Bell. He's married to the young girl who played on East Bayou, the little girl with the gifts. She went to Whitney Houston's funeral, and I personally had the privilege of seeing the obituary. Okay? I seen it. I personally seen the obituary, and it was a long obituary. Purple, and it was beautiful. My other auntie sang for Aretha Franklin since the 70s into her last show. Remember I said this is like some play auntie shit, okay? This woman knows my aunt. Now listen to me. This is how deep and personal this shit is. There are people who will befriend family members of yours to get close to you because they know who you are and who you were. And they won't tell, watch this, they'll ask certain questions to see if you know who you are or if you're awakened. All of this is going to tie into what I'm getting, why I'm bringing up this church stuff, y'all. And when they see you're not awakened or you're not privy to who you were in a past life or who you whatever, they will then make the decision to either give you over to some wolves that was looking for your energy, or they themselves will try to harvest your energy. All right? Now, depending on what kind of energy you got on yourself and who you're supposed to be in this life, some people will harvest you for money. Some people will harvest you for love. Some people will harvest you for power. Some people are so strong that they will harvest your energy for war. I really want to tell y'all something that really I'm being instructed to not, because this hurts my feelings. So I'm going to move on from that. If one day I am given the clearance to speak on that, I will. But when I found out certain things concerning my energy, it really hurt me. It hurt my feelings. Because people, you have to be careful, saints. I'm not calling you a saint because you call yourself a Christian. I'm calling you a saint because true saints lead by love. They lead with love. Love is in them. It's undeniable. They ooze it. No matter what they're going through, they ooze it. You can see it. You can feel it. You can taste it. You can touch it. It's on them. It's in them. And this is why you have the ability to attract butterflies and moths, and it's not your fault that broken people want to be around you. You are not a broken vessel. You are not a broken soul. These are people who have tried to get healing by being demonic and evil, and they can't. So therefore, they're trying to come to you. You just because you got narcs and fucked up people trying to be in your energy does not mean that you are a narcissist. It does not mean that you are fucked up. It just simply means that you got what a lot of people want and need, and you need to be careful on how you distribute your energy. This is why when you wake up, it is imperative that you call your energy back across all space and time, with it being clean, clear, sound, high vibrational when it's coming back to you. That you visualize it even going in the earth and being cleansed, coming up to the celestial skies, being cleansed and coming back down to you. Do this when you wake up. Do this as you go about your day. Do this before you go to sleep. Continue to do this because you do not know who is in your energy. You got even people in your family, and you wondering how they getting ahead and why you stuck, and you know they ain't living right. It's because they tapping into your shit. And so you have to even be careful who you tie yourself to concerning churches. This ain't got nothing to do with Methodists. It ain't got nothing to do with being a Protestant. I don't give a damn about you calling yourself a Kojic or a Pentecostal Assemblies of the World. All of that is some gang member shit. That's all it is. I've seen PAWs, Pentecostal Assemblies of the World, in the same roof up underneath with Kojics, and it looked like Bloods and Crips was getting ready to fight each other. I've seen it. I've seen it. And it makes you wonder, are we not together with God or not? What the fuck is happening here? You got some over here, literally, look, I'm talking about spiritual warfare in the church because of what branch of Christianity they believe in versus the other. You literally got PAWs over here doing war cry. Oh, 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 and they just like, and I'm looking like, what in the fuck is going on? Then you got the coaches over here doing their little chanting, and it's like, something is wrong. Listen, I'm telling you that old time religion, anytime old time religion leads you to division, it is not God. I said what I said, and I doubled down on what I said. God will not lead you to division. Like, listen to me. The only time the true God, which is the God of love, across any kind of belief system, I don't care what you believe, as long as it brings you to the source, which is love. There is nothing higher than that. There is nothing equal to that. Understand what I'm telling you. The only time God is going to the real God is going to cause you to separate yourself is away from vultures and demons that will hurt you. It'll always be for your good. God will have, listen, I'm telling you, let's not be foolish here. You are to lead with love, but you need to have some discernment, okay? I see sex tapes coming out. I see text messages being leaked. I'm hearing conversations that were recorded at restaurants. I'm hearing of pastors paying people to keep silent about abortions. I am seeing the wives of pastors having undercover lesbian relationships. Listen, I'm telling you, I'm hearing foundations are getting ready to be rocked. Let me explain something to you that was revealed to me when I heard Marvin Sapp talk about his stuff being sampled by secular people, and that's what helped put his children through college. Let me tell you what God showed me. There are artists in the gospel sector that thought that, listen to me, I ain't gonna call no names. I only said, this is what came to me when I heard him say this. Now, let me cut off, move that to the side. Now, there are gospel artists in the gospel industry who we will not drop names, okay, that have made pacts with demons and devils. And they were under the guise that if they made these particular pacts, whether it is sampling or not, whether it is doing certain things or not, whether it is whatever, whether you can see it or whether it's hidden, they've made certain pacts, and they were told, watch this, they were told all you got to do is lead them to this. All you got to do is lead your fans or your people to that, thinking, watch this, that they were going to be able to help themselves and help their family or help their friends or help let me tell you something. When they did that, they did not realize that they not only sold their own soul, but they're selling the souls of the ones that they love. This is the most unfortunate part of what I'm getting ready to say next. It has to come out my mouth because it's God. Unfortunately, we are getting ready to see a lot of these gospel artists and pastors and whatever you have, you men and women of the supposed cloth, we are getting also ready to see their children be affected by the pacts that they have made as well when they thought that they were in the clear. No. See, this is my issue. A lot of these artists, the first thing they do is get a church. And they build this church off of their celebrity. They don't build these churches off of their relationship with God. I heard restitution, Lord. It's so I'm going to do some unorthodox shit right now. And I'm going to pull some cards. Because I want to upset the religious folks. All right? I just want y'all to know, because what startled me and what started this whole entire video or what God was showing me was that yeah, I canceled that assignment. That assignment is canceled. I just heard somebody may try to send me okay. It's not gonna happen. Can't. There's nothing I've said. I remember oh my gosh, I want to say this so bad, but I keep okay, I can't. I want to say this so bad, but God is just okay. God is good. God knows why. All right, let me move from that thought. So a lot of these people have been, again, either throwing orgy parties or going to orgy parties. They don't even know people were watching them, were filming them. I'm hearing things we can hear, things we can see, and things we can read. I'm also hearing something about pregnancies and abortions. There will be a woman coming up, I heard, out of the stands. My God. I feel like this is already going in court. This may be going on in spiritual court and or physical court right now as I speak. There was a woman who is either pregnant or who just had a baby or who's getting ready to have a baby. She may be in the third trimester. This woman is being, either she brought this particular pastor to court or she is going to be bringing this person to court. This woman's life was threatened. This person might have tried to take a hit out on this woman's life because she did not want to get an abortion. She might have lied and said she got one. She might have taken some money and did not get an abortion. This pastor actually, I feel like may have been taking care of her, keeping her, pinning her up. I mean, either like a penthouse or some kind of apartment that I'm seeing, possible high-rise building. I'm seeing her with a little small fluffy dog, a dog that she can pick up and possibly put up underneath her, like her walking a dog. This woman was very, I'm hearing, kept. She was prissy. She's kept up. Some of your pastors who were, I'm hearing single for a long time, will either start to propose or get married, because this is a way, and this has already happened to some, have already recently got married or recently got engaged. This is to hide what may end up coming out. They're having reoccurring dreams of like their worst nightmare or their worst secret coming out. And they feel, some of them feel like this is extremely prophetic, that this is a karmic caution to beware that this is coming out. They know that they can't stop this, but they're trying to hide behind rings, I'm hearing. Believe it or not, and let me just say this. I knew somebody was going to say Jamal Bryant, but let me say this. I'm not picking up Jamal Bryant. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to speak for or against that man, because I don't give a damn about where he put his penis. That's on him and whoever bitches he got that allows that type of shit. Or, excuse my français, women that allow that. That's neither here nor there. Because I just searched my heart and I was thinking of him, and I just felt like, no, this is going to be people that y'all respect. That y'all respect. It's going to be people that, and let me just tell y'all this. I'm going to be real with y'all. I've been knowing, and this ain't alleged. I've been knowing that some of your gospel artists have been having flings with some of your pastors, same sexes. But we ain't going to go there, and I'm not going to drop names either. Archangel Raphael is here because the Caduceus is here. Mercury in communication is here. It's coming out. This is, and it's at the bottom of the deck. This is something that you will see, that you can see. Look at this. And you know what? I feel like this is one of the culprits. Now, I mentioned somebody's name earlier who just so happened to be the sign in Western astrology. Okay? Y'all want to keep making these fucking pacts. This is what it is. This is what it is. And I'm going to be real with you. You know, even though I can't speak on Kirk Franklin's entire life, and, you know, Kirk Franklin is extremely, let me just say this. I look at him like I look at Clive Davis. You might have had your hands in some shit you ain't had no business. That's neither here nor there. But I respect the fact that these people spoke their truth. Clive Davis said, you ain't gonna out me. I'm gonna out myself. And I'm gonna write a book about it. How about that? I'm gonna make money off of it. Listen, I ain't gotta like these people. I respect the fact that they chose to out themselves and tell their own story. Back in the 90s, Kirk Franklin went on Oprah Winfrey and told on himself that he had he used to, okay, this according to his own words, that he had a pornography problem. Well, he outed himself before anybody else could. Now, whatever other of his problems that he may have now or back then, I don't give a damn. He don't pay my fucking bills. Understand? But I'm telling you, watch me. As I surely say this, people are going to be forced to either tell on themselves or be quiet and fight the so-called allegations. Because that's how thick this shit is going to be. They got some thickums stuff happening. Solar plexus chakra. Listen, people, pastors, and people in the gospel industry have been doing black magic and hiring people to do black magic on people's minds, will, and emotions. This is where your solar plexus chakra is. Your willpower is here. Your willpower is here. Your ability to make sound decisions in your crown chakra and your third eye actually is in your gut. You have two minds, here and in your gut. This is why the three lower chakras is highly important to keep in tip-top shape and balance. You understand? Your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus. They've been doing work. They've been doing magic. They've been doing work. But what I seen in the sky last night, that Anunnaki on that ass. And the sad part about it is a lot of these pastors know what I'm saying is true. When I start talking about otherworldly beings and shit, some of these pastors have had the abilities to go to these world meetings that be underground or hush meetings, and they be in there with these motherfucking beings, and they don't even tell you that this shit exists, but they want you to believe that that book and the way they preach it is real. These motherfuckers be lying. Is that the 9-pointed star? I believe so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9-pointed star, the nonogram. Here we go. Ouroboros at the bottom. Shit's about to go down. What is hidden is coming to the light. I rest my motherfucking case. It's coming out. It's coming out. I'm about to go on another deck. Leo energy is here. Saturn energy is here. And the heart chakra is here. Fucking with these people's mind, will, and emotions so you can make them stay stuck and make them think they're going to hell. Yeah. And they're going to be in hell for all infinity too. Boy, these people are sick. Some of these people are sick and twisted. You've been playing with folks' mind long enough. I'm telling you what made me even go here is when God showed me a video of this 14-year-old girl. She was praying so hard she was drenched in sweat, speaking in tongues, praying in the spirit. And I usually shut stuff like that off because I know how they can train these babies, and these babies don't even know they're being trained to regurgitate what they see instead of actually having a relationship with God. But there was something so pure and so righteous about that, and I felt this baby from the depths of her soul. I could almost hear her and was translating in the spirit what she was saying when she was speaking in the heavenly language. She was interceding on behalf of the righteous people that was stuck in the church system. She was asking God to get us up out of here, asking God to break the veil, and asking God to lift them up out of these curses, because it's curses. Oh, holy God. That's what it is. Let me stop right here. God just gave this to me. So that's what this is all about. These pastors from old, oh my God. Oh, it's hitting me. Let me tell you what role they played in the Bible. These are prophets of Baal. These are high priests and high priestesses of false gods of the Old Testament. These people have taken precedence in this new age time, in this millennium or millennia, to be lifted up to draw all men to false gods, as well as putting themselves in the place of God. So behind the scenes, they're actually absorbing your energy as if you're worshiping them. My God, this is some. I see the bronze. I see the golden calf. I see the golden calf. Lord, don't tell me this is who. I think I know who this man is. His past life. This man is Aaron. He came here to make idolatry. He was supposed to make right from the idolatry that he allowed while Moses was up there getting instructions from Elohim. He allowed these people to talk him into making a golden calf and idolatry worship. This man incarnated in this life to stop that, but instead he became big. Oh, have mercy, Lord. This is it. He can't come back here no more or make it right. So his fate has been sealed. My, oh, my God. You want to talk about characters from the Bible? Y'all, past lives is real. Reincarnation is real. This person's soul is doomed. And can you imagine some people who passed up underneath this man's rendering or shepherdship or whatever you want to call it? And I'm hearing these people are stuck in like a type of a purgatory because they believed in this man's teachings. And this man, oh God, holy God. Sorry, y'all, give me a second. It's making me nauseated. Oh, Lord, have mercy. All of this because you're afraid. You're afraid of the divine feminine. All of this because you're afraid of a woman. My God. Bringing balance and justice. You cannot call this off. You cannot call this off. And these people have taken up wives. This is why, y'all, listen to me. Oh my God, this just hit me, y'all. I'm sorry. Give me a second to digest this. Some of these people were supposed to come here and make past lives decisions right. They kept failing. Do you understand? Oh my God, I'm hearing Phineas. Who was that cast that strange fire before the holies of holies and the altar of God and was ended up falling dead? Was that Phineas?
No, Aaron's sons.
That I know, but Phineas was one of them, right? But Phineas was.
I think so.
But another one was righteous. Somebody cast a strange fire. The fire was strange because it was what they mixed. It was not of the Levitical priesthood. When God said something specific. My God, y'all, I'm gonna have to come back. My alarm just went off. I gotta come back because I don't think y'all understand. This is some heavy. This is heavy. The third eye activation, brown chakra. We're getting, the whole entire world is getting ready to see this. Anytime I got a card that's coming out that is of the front of the box that it comes in for me, I'm not saying that for y'all. That is telling me it's a hardcore confirmation. Let's see what's crowning. This is why we got to stay in unconditional love, because I'm telling y'all this. I'm not wishing evil upon anybody. Listen, there's certain ones of us that are scattered in the earth to be the trumpet pieces of God, to be the or I'm the oracle. I have to Dino came to me. Y'all see this? Back at the bottom. Back at the bottom. Crown chakra upgrade. I cannot. We're going to see it. We're getting ready to listen to me. Y'all, this is heavy. Woo! You got somebody else who is Balaam, reincarnated. You supposed to be the one to speak righteousness over the children of God, but you still coming back cursing. Or trying, yeah, you're right, trying to curse the children of God. It ain't working. It ain't happening, Captain. I'm hearing a heavy price is going to get paid. My roots will always be in the church, but not in the way that you think. I was born to have one foot here and one foot here. I am the bridge. And that bridge is called love. That's what it's all about. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yes. Y'all, this is it. Oh my God. I'm about to show y'all something. I gotta go and I'm coming back. I promise y'all I'm gonna come back. I told y'all the Anunnaki was here. Look what's at the top. That's what's crowning us. A lot of the times it's going to be what we can't see because that's how strong the Anunnaki is. Anytime the Anunnaki comes at the bottom of the deck, it's going to be, you better be afraid if you're unrighteous. But look, the Venetian Galactic Council. So we have the Galactic Council of Light that is here. Look, we have the Lemurians that are here. We have the Arcturians that are here. So talks of Antarctica is going to be coming up more and more prevalent because they are getting ready to show themselves. Archangel Metatron is here. The Akashic records have been searched. There is a specific judgment that is coming. Everybody is going to see this. The halls of learning. You're getting school today. The violet flame is here. The violet flame is here to burn away. I'm hearing ash. Everything that is not like God. That strange fire that somebody kept putting over the saints to pull the wool and keep. Listen, before I go, because I put on a snooze, Lemurians is here. So this is downloaded energy. Also, this is Lemurians. Anytime the Lemurian card come up, for me, the Pleiadians and the Atlanteans are always going to be present because they're cousins. They make the Holy Trinity of like the South and other parts of the world. Okay. Anytime you have peninsula places and that kind of thing, they're in that as well. So you got Atlanta, you got the Bermuda Triangle, you have also the Great Isles of Greece, you have where the Sibyls, the original Sibyls or oracles were, that kind of thing. Okay, now listen to me carefully. These pastors, these so-called pastors, are working with these. Hey, astronaut, come give Mama a kiss. Come give Mama a kiss. You cannot be seen. Okay, we're going to talk about your day, okay? I'm about to get off. Hold on. Hold your thought. Mommy's going to let you get it out, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Now, these pastors and ministers, not just the big well-known ones, but Mommy, some of them.
I will be right back.
Okay, baby. For some of these, I don't want you to be seen. What you want to get Mama another kid? Come on, heart. Thank you. Okay, so they are keeping y'all dumb and docile, and to keep y'all in the church is because as long as they got people listening to their false doctrines, they are able to actually trade places of poverty with y'all. So in other words, like let's say if they reincarnated this time to work out their karmic debt by being stuck in poverty, they don't want that. So they've done whatever they could to make pacts with demons and devils to switch it off on you. And so a lot of them have went even further to try to hide that by trying to so-called gift prosperity, the vibrations of prosperity to you by going to two-headed people, like we call in the South, two-headed people who can do light magic and dark magic, who do good and who do evil, who can cast either or. That's what we call two-headed people down here in the South. They go to them saying, well, I want them to be prosperous as long as they go to my church, but I want it to break up off of them as soon as they leave me alone or whatever. This is why you got a lot of them $20 million, almost $1 billion televangelists with all of these $60 million planes and shit. It's stuff like that. I'm not saying no names. I'm just naming random numbers, okay? So I just want y'all to know, yes, Mystic Baby has gotten big. I just want y'all to know that with this with this being said, if you are being led to come up out of a church, please do so. Do not go to a church. God wants you to work out your own salvation with fear, not fear and trembling, like, oh, I'm scared I'm going to die. With reverence unto God, the true art of love, you will be taught even in the confines of your home. God will allow you to become a hermit for a little while, for you to find the star or the enlightenment within, so that you can see that God was never outside of you in the beginning, in the first place. Understand what I'm trying to tell you. I can't speak for Reverend Ike, but what I do know is he's the first prosperity preacher that I've heard talk about God is not a man in the sky that's holding your pie to get by and by, and I ain't got to die to get to heaven. I can have heaven here on earth right now. God is within. He basically taught meditations from within. He also taught, but he only just showed y'all with how the Bible really, we gonna come back with him later. But let me tell you, I'm just trying to help you understand something, because this prosperity gospel has been distorted since then. All right. But these people are trying to trade places with you all. They're trying to make their karmic debt be lived out in your life. And I'm hearing in the spirit as I close, you were not called, Holy Ghost, you were not called to lead a life of poverty. You, whoever this is for, you did not come here to incarnate to lead a life of poverty, my dear, my beloved one, my blessed one, the one that is endowed to have a life of milk and honey. Your vats are supposed to be overflowing with wine right now. You ain't supposed to be in somebody's corner crying. You ain't supposed to be on somebody's floor on a cot right now. But because you've been harvested, they've been trading places with you. Baby, come out from amongst them and be ye separated. The nakedness is about to be uncovered. God is getting ready to strike the sheep, and the sheep they're getting ready to be scattered. I mean, the shepherd is getting ready to be struck. Some of these people are going to physically die. I'm seeing casket after casket. I've been talking about physical death before. A lot of people were afraid. A lot of readers were afraid. I know Mercury's still in retrograde, so I'm getting tongue-tied, but it's all right. I'm going to get this point across. A lot of people were afraid to talk about physical death coming out in the cars. Now I'm starting to really hear folks talk about it, and it's cool. That's good. I'm not here to say somebody, it's about speaking the truth. It's about speaking the truth like this. Y'all, let me tell you, I got to go. I'm coming back. But I want y'all to know my prayer under the sound of my voice, whether you are watching this or not, whether you stand in the gap for a loved one or not, may the eyes of you and your loved ones be truly open to what's happening around you, locally, statewide, nationally, internationally, worldwide. If you really are a true child of God, it will be easy for you to get on this bandwagon, because this train is called love. It's a love train, and the ticket is free. The ticket is free. You might have a little price. You got to let go of who you thought you were. You got to let go of that old stuff that no longer serves you. The price, when you get to where you're going, you're going to look back and say, that was not so hard of a price after all. Because what's before you, my babies, is the promised land. You're going to make it this time. You will not perish in the wilderness this time. God heard your prayers. God is leading you out and is calling you forth. And 2 by 2s, I will send them in those last days. The book of Acts. He is pouring his spirit out on all flesh. For those of you who were told you ain't supposed to be preaching and you ain't supposed to be, baby, God is sending you out. You got a prison ministry. You got a prostitution ministry. Some of you have came up out of that lifestyle. You already know what time it is. God is calling you to go in, and it ain't going to be no fire and brimstone. You got a pure, sure word called the gospel of love in your heart. And God is saying today is the day you're going to rise up and preach that thing like you never before. And it's going to be through a smile. It's going to be through a hug. It's going to be through a compliment. You ain't got to get all preachy about it. God said your life is going to lead people to salvation. Because you're going to be that Bible that people read and they're going to know, if I never knew there was a God, this person has showed me God is real. I love y'all. I'm coming back. My prayers for the righteous. Go forth in love. Unrighteous, get ready for your karma, bitch. I'll see y'all soon.